Hey, good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday, September 2nd, and I've just had another big day for the Dow, the Nasdaq, and S&P all going out on highs of the day. You can see here. Still kind of curious, we still had maybe a third of the stocks declining despite that, and still 40% of stocks trading below their 200-day moving average, which kind of shows you um, a bit of a dichotomy in the marketplace where you've got still a fair amount of stocks below the 200-day, and yet we're obviously making new highs with the SPY, the Nasdaq, and I think we're getting there with the Dow. So it's interesting to note. We just keep pushing higher here. Let's take a look at the transports and through some of the indexes in detail midweek. So let's take a look. Can see here volume kind of average, transports confirming that we're moving higher here. Nice trend higher, just bouncing off the 20-day moving average, just continuing higher. You notice a lot of these, you're going to see a lot of these RSI numbers. They're just all going to indicate that we're getting pretty overbought here. This is getting up close to 80. That's very overbought. And stochastics maybe rolling over a little bit here. The 10-year looked like we were going to break out, but now yields are coming back down. So this has been a pretty volatile for a yield curve. So just no trend here at this point. Just chopping sideways. RSI is at 50, kind of directionless at this point, in my mind. The Dow again pushing up. I don't think that's an all-time high. Let's take a look quickly. No, getting close though. 29,570 roughly is the all-time high, so we're still a couple hundred points away from that, but don't be surprised if we get there. It just seems like the markets just want to keep pushing higher. The IWM again, it's had a bad day Monday, good day Tuesday, turnaround Tuesday. Had a pretty decent day today. Just here's this big level of resistance here at the 160 level. Volume picking up a little bit, but not really that much. Stochastics are turning up here and over 50, so I think that we're probably going to go higher on the small caps. The Qs, again, I think Qs are making a new high, but we're over 80 on the RSI. Volume picking up today. See, people are still keen on the technology sector. Although we'll take a look at the sectors in a minute here. I'm not sure that they led the way. Again, the SPY, all-time high, really getting overbought here, and volume picking up a little bit. All the indicators definitely showing strength, and we may just continue to get higher. You notice every day we take a bit of a sell-off, and then the buying brigade comes in, we call it. The dollar kind of holding its own here. Looked like we were going to break down, but then we held. And I don't know. RSI is turning up. Stochastics are starting to turn up, so maybe we'll start to strengthen a bit here. But we are coming into an election. Again, as I've said, and it looks like we may see some more volatility. Speaking of volatility, you can see we're coming up here. Stochastics are really going up. RSI looks like it's continuing to go higher, and I do have some VXX as a position now. Let's take a look at the actives quickly I've got here. We got into this one under 14. Hopefully some of you people took this trade as well, and took a little bit off here when we got up above the 200-day, but I still think the agriculture is going up with a lot of the other materials. It's looking good. The invest in the Drexion financial bulls breaking out here. Financials had a good day today. Intel again got in around 48. Looked like it was going to hold here, so we've had a really nice comeback on Intel. I know a few people got into that. Space, I've got a little bit of a position. Looked like it was going to lose this 200-day, but we finished above it, so still holding on to that. didn't enter VXX. Let's take a look at this one. So you can see it's coming up nicely here. So I got into this yesterday, mentioned that in the room. So let's talk quickly about gold and silver. You can see here, gold's really just trading in a range right now. A little bit concerning that the 20 moving average is kind of rolling over here. RSI looks like it's rolling over. I don't have a position in this right now. I've been trading in and out of it as it's been popping up and pulling back. And right now it looks a little on the weak side. Stochastics below 50. Anyway, I'm out of it right now, and bias actually to the downside with all these indicators looking like they're turning lower. But it's pretty significant support here at 180. If we look at the GDX didn't do as badly today, I don't think, even though gold was down. Miners actually opened and finished up on the day. So bounced off this 50 moving average. So again, kind of holding in there. Kind of seeing on this, I'm kind of seeing mentioning it, looking at this, I can kind of see maybe a bit of a pennant forming here. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, because usually when you get a pennant like this, there's a fight between buyers and sellers. It's narrowing into a point, and then you end up with a winner and a loser. So at this point, it's hard to say who's going to come out on top here, the buyers or the sellers, but always watching for a break in the trend lines one way or another. Save that. So let's quickly take a look at these candles at a glance, so we can take a look at sector ETFs and see which sectors did well today. I felt like there was a bit of rotation into some other stuff that hadn't been doing well. We had the communications stocks, which always seem to be doing well. XLK at one point and XLC weren't doing very well, but again, you can see here we had another strong day in the technology sector. But this is getting really extended from these moving averages. And as you could say with a lot of these, SPY, same thing. We saw a lot of volatility at the open today, and I think we're getting into a point where people are getting a little bit nervous about the extent that this market has run. So you can see here the SPY, XLY, the discretionaries popped up. Communication and technology seemed to do well, even though they really had a pretty significant pullback. The buying brigade came in and pushed it up again. Industrials broke out here. Yeah, a couple of things actually breaking out. Materials, 2 strong days. Healthcare broke out. Noticed that today. Again, staples really took a nice breakout today. Energy really not doing well at all. If there's one part of the market that is not doing well, it's energy. Utilities actually had a break in trend, which I thought was kind of curious. Financials again looking good for a possible breakout, even though they haven't been doing that great, but they've certainly started to make a bit of a comeback. And the REITs here, the real estate market, also good. So pretty much across the board in terms of sectors, except of course for energy, which is just horrendous, horrendous looking chart here. So stay away from energy. And everything is looking really extended. Doesn't mean it can't go higher, but we are getting into a point where it's like, how much higher can these run without a bit of at least a pullback and consolidation like we had here. We might get that over the next couple of days. So, all right. No scans tonight. Haven't had a chance to do that. I've been doing some other stuff, life stuff, so I haven't been around to doing that in the last couple of week or so. But anyway, we'll wrap it up. Hope everyone had a good day today. It was certainly turned into a strong day after we had a couple of pullbacks and buyers came in. So we'll see you again in the Bear Bull Trading Room, hopefully 8:30 start show. Pre-market show with Norman Carlos, and then 9:30 we trade the open. And hopefully you join us there. This is my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. If you haven't checked it out, you can do that. Have a great rest of the evening, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.